here to talk about the year 1984 that you may remember. It's not about the year I went to work for the first time. It's about a bleak future. 1984 that I'm going to talk about is actually based on a novel by somebody that lived in 1948, just after World War II. And he's seen fascism and he's seen the Iron Wall. And he said by 1984, we will be all living in this bleak society. This society has, everywhere you go, TV monitors. Everybody's dressed the same, and everybody in the society is expected to act the same. If you don't act the same, you're called a thought criminal. And in this society, everybody is at war all the time. There are three factions in this planet. One's at war with the other one continuously. It's a bleak society. Our hero in the novel wakes up in the morning. There's this huge TV, and this TV blurts out the latest production figures, talks about the latest war casualties. He goes to this bleak place to work, and he censors the media, and people and other people that he works with censors the language. This is 1984, as George Orwell saw that it could be. Now, why call my speech 1984 again? For the simple fact, if we're not careful, we could be living in 1984 in the near future. I don't think we're quite there yet. But consider this. When we wake up in the morning, what's the first thing we do? We turn on the TV. Maybe use our cell phone. Everywhere we go, there's TVs, cell phones. When you drive to work, every second corner, there's a camera watching you. Today, Big Brother is watching you. Now, are we asked today to all think alike? Is government trying to force us to be the same? Consider this. In 1984, they had groups of people trying to condense the English language. Lately, our Prime Minister decided, well, you can't have mankind, we'll have to call it personkind. You can't have Christmas anymore, it's the holiday season. You can't have manhole covers or firemen, they're all utility covers or they're firefighters. We are working hard on paring down our language so everybody speaks the same newspeak today. We are also working hard that everybody's on a level playing field. It's done in a sinister way today, without us even knowing it. I mean, we hear time after time that, okay, let's tax the rich. What ends up happening is they end up taxing the middle class. They're trying to level the playing field so everybody will eventually be wearing the same uniform and marching the same beat. Remember when we were younger that if you wanted to worship, You had that freedom to do this. Today, you can't. Your freedoms are limited. You can't have children do the prayers at school anymore. You cannot close down on Sunday. You have to stay open on Sunday. Because if you don't, if you have prayers at school, you could be discriminating against somebody. And if you close on Sunday, well, not everybody worships on Sunday, so that's not fair either. They are leveling us up, paring down the language, trying to eliminate religion. By the way, in 1984, there's no religion. And what about wars? I mentioned wars. In 1984, there were 3 blocks in the world. The block that our hero lived in, Asia, and Europe basically. Our hero lived in a place that they called Airstrip 1, which happens to be England. And his block contained North America, South America, basically in Australia. You had Asia and another block in Europe. And they were always fighting one or another, and it would change all the time. Doesn't happen today, right? When we wake up in the morning and we look at TV, who's our enemy today? Our enemy is the Arab world. We look at the news and we see who's fighting in Syria or in Afghanistan. We have a continuous war today. It may not be the blocks that George Orwell saw, but we have the wars. Another way to level us out is to have continuous wars. Because we have wars, we have fears. We have fears, we line up for security checks, and we lose our freedoms. Fellow Toastmasters, gas. My message is this. Let's not have 1984 again. Look around today and see what's happening. And actively fight to stop this from happening in the future. We don't need 1984 again. It should be a bleak future that never happens. Back to you.